Past the midpoint of January now, looking ahead, this 2-week forecast will carry us into February, and we're still waiting for the really cold weather. Where is the cold weather? Where is the really cold weather? Most of the northern plains, upper Midwest, it's been a very mild winter, and although there has been some snow, there have even been some blizzards, we just haven't seen a lot of it yet. This coming on the heels of 2 winters in a row that have brought some fairly decent amounts of snow and cold weather. Well, we do have a touch of cold in the northern plains, but it's really cold up in central Canada this weekend, and that will be the rule of things early this week. There will be some days into North Dakota and Minnesota where it doesn't get much above zero. It looks like the early part of the week and will stay below freezing over most of the upper Midwest, most of the Great Lakes states. Pretty warm weather down south. Be a good time of the year to go visit South Florida if you want some of the heat. Southern California is not so warm because the jet stream dipping southward in those areas. As we go through this week, the really frigid weather will retreat, reinforce. Alaska at times looks extremely cold. Northwest Canada looks extremely cold, but I think the cold weather in the northern plains will actually relax a bit. By the end of the week, jet stream ridging a little bit in the mid part of the country, and the active weather will be out here in the Atlantic Ocean, so it doesn't look terribly stormy. Pacific Northwest will bring storms into the coastline there. California starts to see rain amounts usually increasing as we get into February and March. That's the wet season in the southwest. You'll see in a moment there will be some rains as this jet stream slams ashore out there. The second week of the forecast, now January 31st through the first full week of February, the frigid weather remaining mostly in the north. It's not exactly going to be warm, although this is above average temperatures for most of the northern plains. The south stays fairly warm, and we just don't see any of those real cross-polar flows that bring the true Arctic air down into the United States, except for Alaska, which of course is in the Arctic. Precipitation, the west coast looks fairly wet this week. There'll be some fairly dry weather in the midsection of the country, and I do look toward the end of the week for a weather system to pick up some steam, produce some rain and snow in the eastern U.S. Next week, which will be the first full week of February, still looks pretty wet in the Pacific Northwest, and when those storms move inland, there will be snows in the mountains. I look for the dry weather to expand in the Great Plains, so it's not going to be particularly snowy anywhere. There will continue to be the threat for rain in the southeast and probably some areas of snow around the Great Lakes. But overall, the pattern remains stuck without the cold weather. It's up there and it's staying up there, and the pattern is not looking that stormy either. So generally dry, generally above average temperatures, and the pattern looks like it'll hold.